we're going to do dancing. So open up your Firefox like you know how to do. Go to Hack the Box and then Hacking Labs. From there, you're going to sign in. Alright, once you get in there, you're going to head on to Labs and then Starting Point. Basically what you know how to do, you're just going to do that. We already finished Fawn, so we can close that one. We're going to go to Dancing. This is the last one that is not VIP. Then you're going to just connect to Hack the Box through your terminal, your bash, your whatever you're using. You're using the Parrot terminal right here. You're going to do that through sudo openvpn, and then whatever your VPN connection is, you can list them if you want, and then just type that in there. Just a prerequisite here. This video might be a little bit funky because somebody came into the room while I was recording, and then I had to like explain to them what was going on, and then I felt like I should teach them how to do stuff because they were kind of interested in this, and that was all happening while I was recording, so you know, this is going to look a little bit funky. So the initialization sequence is completed, so now let's just open a new terminal here. So this one, dancing, is going to revolve all around SMB. So, let's just get into it here. We will redo this window so that we can connect to it. And there we go, we are connected. Now let's just spawn that there machine. Boom, done. So, what does SMB stand for? This is going to be Server Message Block. Yep, just to answer that. It's basically FTP, but for Windows, you know, it's the Windows version. What port does SMB run off of? This is going to be port 445. This is going to be the default port, but you, remember, can specify whatever you want for that port. Let's see, what is the server name for port 445 that came up in our Nmap scan? Well, for this one, we are definitely going to be needing to do an Nmap scan. So let's go into our terminal here. And let's grab the IP address. Terminal. We're going to be using nmap, and then here we're going to be using -SV for the version. Okay, and then space and your IP address. Just paste that there in. You can also do min rate if you want it to be a faster scan. You can set the minimum rate of packages that are going super fast. I'll show you guys how to do that in a upcoming video, but for now we're just going to leave it like this and hope that I'm not 90 years old when the answer comes back. Alrighty, so we got the answer back here. So we can see on port 445 running TCP, the state is open and the service is Microsoft DS. I'm not sure what the question mark at the end of that is. So yeah, but from here we can see that it is running Microsoft DS. So we'll just go down here and type that sucker in there, Microsoft-DS, and submit. Okie dokie, task 4. What is the flag or switch we can use for the SMB tool to list the contents of the share? Okay, this one is going to be -L. At first I thought it was asking for LS, but it's not, it's actually -L. And I'll show you how to use that there in a second. How many shares are there on dancing? Well, first we're going to need to connect to it. So, if you do not have SMB client, you can look for it. If you're not sure if it's installed, by using the which command, just type in which and then SMB client. If you have it, it will show up here and it will show you where it is stored. If you don't have it, you can use sudo apt-get install SMB client, and then put your password in there for sudo stuff. And then it's going to go all the way through. You say, do you want to continue? Yes, I do. This is actually quite the long install here. Lots of stuff going on here. I wasn't expecting it to be this big, but you know what? Just like your mom, it can get pretty big. Alrighty, launchers are updated. So now we can actually use SMB client. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to type in SMB space -L for the listing all of these things. And then we're going to need our IP address. Paste that in there. Oopsies, sorry, not SMB. It's going to be SMB client, and then -L, and then the IP address. There we go. So now you can see that it uses our default username, the username that we were logged in on our computer with. This is because we did not specify a username when trying to log in. But for the password, since we don't know any password, we're just going to press enter. And now -L has listed everything inside this SMB for the IP address. So we can see that there are 4 shares here. So now the one that we are going to be working with is work shares, because this we can see does not have, well, we're hoping that it doesn't have a password on it. So you can see the C and then $, that's going to be for your disk, and you know, so there's different sets in here that probably have passwords on them. So we're going to be working with work shares here, and you can see the command on it here. Oop, I spelled that wrong. Totally spelled that wrong. So you can see that the command for it is going to be SMB client and then space, and you're going to be using 4 slashes, and notice that they are backslashes, then the IP address, and then 2 more slashes, and then you're going to be putting in the share that you want to access. So now we don't have the password, but we did get in, which means that there is no password on work shares. So now you can see that we are in here. Now if we do try to access something that does have a password on it, so if we try to access the admin and then we click enter because we don't know the password, we are going to get access denied. So we know that that does have a password on it. So we're not going to be accessing that one. So let's just log back into workshares, and I'll try to spell it correctly this time. And then remember, no password. So now that we are in SMB, you can even see that the initialization sequence is there. So we can use ls inside of SMB to list the contents, not to be confused with -L. So now we are going to change directory into james.p and ls, and we can see that the flag is right there. So we can use git to actually get the flag, just like we can in FTP. That's going to download it onto our computer. So now we can use exit. You could also use Control-C if you would like. And now we will just ls here, and that will show us that we have the flag.txt up there. So if we just cat that, we can see we do actually have the flag. So now let's finish a few little tasks here. How many shares did we see? Well, we saw 4 shares, and you can go back there if you missed it. You can use -L, just like we learned on the last task. So there's 4 shares. What is the name of the share we are able to access in the end with a blank password? This is going to be worknotes.txt, right? Oop, what happened? What happened? What happened? Oop, okay, it is not work notes, it is work shares. Alright, just close that. And that should be good. Booyah, boom, just got it. What is the command that we can use in the shell to download the file? So we can use git just like in FTP. Right there. And then we're going to submit the root flag. And we just have to cat flag.txt there. There it is, and we'll just copy this. Copy. And paste. Submit. Alrighty, success. So that's all of them. We have completed this one. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Sorry that the video is a little bit weird. Somebody did come into the room while I was recording. So I hope you enjoyed this. I did, and I hope you learned something about SMB. See you in the next one.